Hey Sig.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. So here's backstory of why I'm learning Perl. So I have a friend. Well, his name isn't. Well, I don't really care. But anyways, so he's been coding for a while, and he showed me a game. He was like, "Well, hey dude, if you pick up a little bit of Perl, you can
Are you doing homework?
if you can pick up the gist of Perl, you can help me with this game I'm building." I'm like, okay.
Hmm.
So from time to time, he kind of checks up on me and gives me little assignments to do. And he's currently busy, so it's really. I mean, as to my knowledge, he tells me this is really simple. I've looked on examples on how to do this, and I'm just really stumped. I mean, it's a name generator. Hold on, and it says you use arrays and you have a first and last name, and then you pull a value from each array and then output your data.
Right.
So I was just like wondering how to do that exactly.
You have anything you started on?
I have I know that I asked him if. Hold on, I'm gonna switch to voice activity.
Okay.
That's weird. Voice voice activity doesn't work.
Uh, do you have the automatic thing set?
Let me see. Yeah.
I used to have to turn it off to make it work. I don't know if that's gonna be the same for you.
I just tried that, it didn't work, but it's fine.
Okay. So my original question was if you had anything already written or tried.
Well, I had something, it's on my phone. I mean, it's really easy, I could just screenshot it if you want.
Right.
I'm pretty sure this is wrong though. But it's something. There you go.
So this is you trying to generate a set of random letters?
Yeah.
Is that what you're aiming for? Is what
Yeah.
you're trying to accomplish right now?
Yeah. That's pretty on point.
Okay. So what happens with this right now? I'm trying to type it out so I can see what it's doing.
So what? Hold on. I can actually run it from my phone.
Is there a reason you're running it from your phone?
Well, so my school loves to restrict all IDEs, so I can't use DwimPerl at school. So we originally gave me an online compiler, but that broke.
So you don't
So
have anything to actually.
I
play
mean,
with
I have like on my home PC because I usually a lot of the stuff that he teaches me is at school because that's the only big time where I can see him. So I use Padre, which is like it's like Strawberry Pearl, but I guess different. This is just what he gave me. It's called well, dwim.org. Eh.
But you have something to actually test it on right now, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird they use your phone for that. Hey Vogog, good morning. It is afternoon for me. Okay, well.
Ooh. Syntax errors. Oof. Result from me doing this on the bus.
Yeah.
Again, I'm really sorry if I'm making you angry or anything. I really tried this time to actually take the time and learn this, and I looked at tutorials and examples, and they really just don't do anything for me with this.
Okay, so your array is initialized properly. That's a good thing.
Yay!
So we can grab any characters from that list.
Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm quickly transferring this onto my desktop.
You're good.
I'll tell you one thing, this language is a lot easier than Visual Basic.
Yeah, I just tried to pretend Visual Basic doesn't exist. That's the easiest way to put it.
I can see why. Hopefully this kind of looks familiar to you, because I know this Pearl's based off of C, kind of.
Yeah, all programming languages, it's pretty easy for me to decipher what's going on. Just have to look up syntax and stuff. So now we have the size. Looks like you already had that. Actually, you grabbed the... Okay, so you asked the program to input how long you want the name to be.
Yeah.
Okay, that part is correct. And interesting. Alright, well. So.
Here's an updated version of what it looks like.
Good God, I can't see that at all. Oh wait, now I can. I had to zoom way in. Alright, so... well, I already have the answer for you. I can either give you the answer or talk to you.
Teach it to me.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. So, what you have on screen right now, up till the for loop is correct. Like, that all works. That code is set up for you. Well, you don't have two things right now. You don't have how large your array is, and you don't have the randomizer set up correctly. So those are the two things we need to fix. So everything inside your for loop right now, you're gonna need to delete that because we gotta do other stuff first.
Do you want me to keep the 4 or just delete it too?
The 4 is fine, you can keep that. Cool?
Yeah.
Alright. So first, we have to find out the size of the array, because an array has X number of elements, and you're trying to grab a random one from that array, and you need to know the maximum size, right? So it generates a random number between 0 and whatever the last element is. So, do you know how to get the size of an array in Perl?
No, sorry.
Okay. Alright. You gotta stop apologizing. I think we ran into this last time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the apologizing. It's all cool. Anyways, it's gonna look something like this. That'll tell you the size of the array. If you wanted to print out the variable array size, it would give you the number of elements in that array, which should be 52 right now. If you wanted to prove that's working right.
I have a question. So, jeez, on. Would that line go after I declared my array?
Yes, because it doesn't know what that array is yet. Okay, so that solves one problem.
Like that?
Let me see. Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. Everything in the for loop needs to go away. That stuff is useless.
Well, I just deleted that. It came back.
Okay, so... you need to also know how to generate random numbers. Do you know about the basic rand command in Perl?
My $ random number, random underscore number equals int, yeah.
What? Say that one more time?
Okay, so my $ random underscore number equals int rand. Int parentheses rand parentheses number parentheses semicolon.
I mean, I guess. Do you really have to cast it to an int?
Going off of an example, my first project that he gave me. Like something along the lines of that.
Yes. So that's how you generate a random number. So, what do you have to do to generate a random number with the boundary being the size of your array?
Are you Hey Sig.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. So here's backstory of why I'm learning Perl. So I have a friend. His name isn't. Well, I don't really care. But anyways, so he's been coding for a while, and he showed me a game. He was like, "Well, hey dude, if you pick up a little bit of Perl, you can
Are you doing homework?
if you can pick up the gist of Perl, you can help me with this game I'm building." I'm like, okay. So from time to time, he kind of checks up on me and gives me little assignments to do. And he's currently busy, so it's really. I mean, as to my knowledge, he tells me this is really simple. I've looked on examples on how to do this, and I'm just really stumped. I mean, it's a name generator. It's hold on, and it says you use arrays and you have a first and last name, and then you pull a value from each array and then output your data.
Alright.
So I was just like wondering how to do that exactly.
You have anything you started on?
I have my I know that I asked him if hold on, I'm gonna switch to voice activity.
Okay.
That's weird. Voice activity doesn't work.
Do you have the automatic thing set?
Let me see. Yeah.
I used to have to turn it off to make it work. I don't know if that's gonna be the same for you.
I just tried that, it didn't work, but it's fine.
Okay. Like, slot... Every time I look at this array and I look at slot 0, it will always be A. Or if I look at slot 10, it will always be J. So on and so forth. Every single letter is in a certain spot in the array. That's how it's stored. So, for example, if you can do this right now in your code if you wanted to. If you were to print out character set 10, if you literally wrote this and ran it, you would see the letter capital J, because that's how it's stored internally. And thus, if you replaced 10 with any other number, as long as it's not above 51, you will get that corresponding letter. So we have access to all the letters in our array, like that. But what we need to do is grab random letters from it. So we make a random function that picks a random number for us, and then we're gonna add it to a variable. And that's the part we're getting to next, but you need to get the random number generator first. And this is why. We're going to be doing this in a moment. Basically, we're going to be turning this into this. That way, it gives us a random number, or a random letter, in the array.
Not saying that I've already created my random number generator, right? Or is print? Wait, no, because print's saying okay. So I need to declare right now my random number generator, correct?
The random number generator is built into Perl. What you need to do in the for loop is pick a random number. That's the first step. Do you have an algorithm for your for loop? What you need to do?
No.
Okay, let's make one real quick. So, step 1, generate. I'll paste this in a moment. Generate a random number. Step 2, grab the letter from the letter array of that random number slot. Step 3, add it to a name variable, or I guess we're gonna specify concatenate it to a name variable to produce a name. So these 3 things have to happen in our for loop in order to do what we want. So the prerequisites for this, we need a random number generator, which we already have. Perl supplies that. We need a letter array, we already have that. And we need a name variable. So you already made my name in your previous code example, but you need to put it outside the loop, because what you need to do is start with a blank name and then populate it as you build more letters. Inside your for loop, you're gonna make random letters and add them to your name variable. That's how you're gonna do this. I assume that's why you tried to use join before, but problem with that is you're making individual letters every single iteration of it. What you need to do instead is have a name variable specified and then add to that name variable. So let's take it step by step. First, we need to generate a random number based on how many letters we have in the array. Have you done that yet, or are you still confused?
I'm still confused.
Okay, so let's do that real quick. It's gonna look like this. There's our random number. That's gonna pick a slot between 0 and 51, like we said, right?
Yes.
So there we go. We picked a random letter.
This is inside the for loop, right?
Yeah, because every iteration of it, we need a different random letter. Otherwise, if we declare it outside, it'll just be, like if it picks A, it's gonna be A, however many A's you specified. So we want it to be a random number every single time.
So it doesn't pick the same thing over and over again.
Yes. Alright, so that part makes sense, right? Okay. So the letter we pick then is going to be this. Oh. Well, yeah, that. That's the letter that is picked. So you're saying grab the random number element from the character set array and assign it to the letter variable. Does that make sense?
You go over it one more time, sorry.
Okay, so the part that says character set and the random number inside of it, we're grabbing that value. So character set is our letter array the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever.
Yeah.
And inside the brackets is the slot number for that array.
So like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc.
It's not an array, it's a number. It's just one number. And it was randomly generated earlier. Can you see that? I mean,
Yeah.
we even called it random number, so we know it's a random number. So we're picking a random slot number inside the character set array.
Yeah.
And then we're just assigning it to another variable. Good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay. So, finally, we're basically storing up a name, and we're going to add to it. So first off, you need to declare a name variable somewhere in your program that's not going to be altered out inside the for loop.
So it's gonna be outside.
Yes, and it's going to start off as an empty string, so you can just put 2 quotation marks for an empty string. Good?
Alright.
To add 2 strings together, you just use a dot. So, what we're trying to do is concatenate the current name, whatever it currently has, and the letter we got. Like so. This
So
adds
is
that adds the letter to the end of name.
So is this still outside the loop?
No, that's gonna be in the loop because your letter is generated in there. You can never use a variable if it's not declared.
True.
And then outside of the for loop, you would just print name and you're done. Of course, you don't have to do all those individually. You can just put them all into one line. So it could literally what we just did. We did 3 separate lines. Could look like this, but it's harder to explain that to you than it is to show it piece by piece. Because if I did it that way and tried to explain it with that jumbled mess, you wouldn't be able to tell what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it
That
piece by
does
piece.
look pretty confusing. Yeah. Again, dude, I really appreciate this. Like,
I mean, it's what I do. It's what I love doing.
so it should look something along the lines of this.
Yep, well, what happened to the stuff inside your for loop? Or what happened to your expression for your for loop?
Oof.
Did you say oof?
Yes. That's how it's my way of expressing my mistakes.
My brother and his friends do that all the time. It's silly.
Oh.
Like
Oh
oof.
no.
Anyways, you gotta put the expression for your for loop back in, so it knows how to loop it. You had it before, and then you did something to it. Oh, and you have a typo there. It should be rand, not and.
You're talking about so it goes 4 and then 1 ...
Yep,
Live.
you need that. That tells it how many times to loop. Otherwise, it doesn't know. So, do you not have any native way to run Perl on your computer?
I use a Perl IDE.
Okay, so you're able to mess with it right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just expected you to already be trying to run it, since you have the solution.
I'm just double checking if that makes sense. Doesn't, because that's what running is for. Oof. Ooh.
Is that a good thing?
Not really.
Oh no, I didn't hear the rest of your thing because you cut off.
Not really. I got an error.
What kind of error?
Syntax.
Of course it's syntax. It's always syntax.
So it says, so it has quotation around my variable array size mask earlier declaration in same scope at name gen.
It's probably more useful to just paste your code.
At line 11.
I don't have your thing.
So where it says,
well, I need a new copy of your code because this is not gonna run. What you pasted for me right now. That is not gonna run.
there you go.
Okay. That doesn't run?
It runs, it gave me a syntax error. If you want me to screenshot it for you.
Wait a second, one moment. I guess you could screenshot it, but if this is the code you're running, this works. Period.
I got that.
It's interesting. I mean, I can't use a capital F for 4. So I don't even know how it's trying to run to begin with. I'm pretty sure a capital F for 4 is not a thing.
So now it says enter the limit.
Okay, enter the limit.
Then it just says press any key to continue.
Yep, that's the end of your program. You didn't print out your name or anything, so it's not going to show anything else. Ideally, you want to print out the name after you're done generating the name.
So would it be like print my name /n?
Print... Did you already call it my name? No, you called it name. Print name.
Oh, my bad.
My is for declaring the variable, like the scope of the variable. If this were Visual Basic, you have like private, right?
Yeah.
And public, that's kind of what it is. My is a local variable, private variable. It's not going to be available outside its scope.
It gave it.
Yeah, what?
It outputted something.
Okay.
A whole bunch of letters. I entered 22, and it went TKR, etc.
Gave you 22 letters.
Yeah.
You run it again, it gives you different set of letters.
Yep.
Okay. Believe we have accomplished what you were trying to accomplish.
I'll ask him. Hold on 1 second.
So, if it's not my business, you can feel free to say so, but if you're trying to work on this project with this guy, and you can't figure this out, what are you gonna be doing then?
I honestly don't know how to answer that question. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be like a meanie, but I kinda am, because
repeat it
it
again?
doesn't... Wait, what?
Can you repeat the question again? Hey Sig.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. So here's backstory of why I'm learning Perl. So I have a friend. His name is I don't really care. But anyways, so he's been coding for a while, and he showed me a game. He was like, well, hey dude, if you pick up a little bit of Perl, you can.
Are you doing homework?
If you can pick up the gist of Perl, you can help me with this game I'm building. I'm like, okay. So from time to time, he kind of checks up on me and gives me little assignments to do. And he's currently busy, so it's really, I mean, as to my knowledge, he tells me this is really simple. I've looked on examples on how to do this, and I'm just really stumped. I mean, it's a name generator, and and it says you use arrays, and you have a first and last name, and then you pull a value from each array, and then output your data.
Right.
So I was just like wondering how to do that exactly.
You have anything you started on?
I have my I know that I asked him if hold on, I'm gonna switch to voice activity.
Okay.
That's weird. Voice activity doesn't work.
Do you have the automatic thing set?
Let me see. Yeah.
I used to have to turn it off to make it work. I don't know if that's gonna be the same for you.
I just tried that, it didn't work, but it's fine.
Okay. So my original question was if you had anything already written. We tried.
Well, I had something, it's on my phone. I mean, it's really easy, I could just screenshot it if you want.
Right. Interesting. Okay, so it still confuses me why he asked you how much. Like, you know, if somebody says they want to help, like, I would say sure, feel free, like.
Because he knows that I like to code, because I took programming 1 with him.
Okay, so you know him in real life.
Yeah. And he brought it up, because I told him because at the time, which was like 3 weeks ago, I was about to start to learn Python. He's like, no dude, you should learn Perl. I'm like, how come? It's just like simpler, I guess, and you can do a lot more stuff with it than Python. I guess trying to persuade me to do Perl, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm building a game. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, and I need more people to help me with it. Like,
Well, he clearly loves Pearl, because that statement is definitely not true. Just like my hate... He just loves Perl a lot. Like, just like my hate for Visual Basic. Visual Basic is a legitimate programming language that people use on a day-to-day basis that I hate. But it works just fine. Pretty much any programming language works fine. You can do any of this stuff in any programming language. The programming language is not what is the hard part. The hard part is learning how to program. I mean, it's your call. If you wanna get into this stuff, you gotta really learn though, because
Be honest, Nick, since I had first laid my hands on a computer, I fell in love with computers. Really, it's kind of like how my ADHD hooked itself to to computers and anything computer related. So it's programming. It's like, well, if you think about it, your DNA is a bunch of code, and that's how your body runs off of it, because your body DNA tells instructions to how your body functions. Probably just like said something stupid, but anyways, to the point is, I love doing this stuff, and I know it's challenging, but that's why I love it. And I'd like to make a career out of this. So when he said this, I took this as an opportunity. Hey, maybe I could do something with this. So.
Right. Have you messed with this yet? Have you tried to understand it?
Well, as in, like, far as in deleting code and see what happens when I delete certain lines of code, yes. That's why he kind of sent me the code. He's like, hey, dude, if you want, you can screw around this. You can add to it. You can delete and see what happens. And I'm like, okay.
I'm just trying to figure out what practical use of what you just did will apply to this game.
So you're saying... So what you're saying, that anything that I've just done was, like, nothing related to the game?
Yes.
I guess it's a way of saying, well, teaching me how to do what I need to do in order for me to create more content for the game. I guess it's his way of teaching me.
Well, I mean, the aspect of random generation, I guess, is useful.
Because I'm looking at this now and I see a lot of int-randoms.
Yeah, like, that's... I'm guessing this is a procedurally generated game.
Yeah, it's a lot of chances, and I've played through this game quite a bit, and so it really works is that, so you get into like a field after you exit your house, and there's monsters, and each time you run the game, you have a chance of getting attacked before you move. He'll say, before you could do anything, a ruffian attacks you, and then it's a lot of like random number generated stuff.
Right.
RNG basically. This was the first project that I actually completed successfully. It's a number guessing game.
Right.
It works, and I can actually, this like, so I understand this part of coding. To be honest, this is, I don't know if you remember, but a lot of my stuff was based on if else loops
Yes.
back in Visual Basic, so this is kind of what I'm good at. I declared my random number generator, and it's set to 20, and you enter a number, user inputs a number, and if the number isn't, so there's a number set, so if it isn't 20, if it's greater than 20, it'll say your number is too large. If it's less than 20, it's too small. And if you get 20, correct. Very basic. There isn't no loops to where it's if you get it wrong, it won't loop. It'll just exit out the game.
Right. I don't know if I've talked about it before, but the hard part of programming isn't the actual commands. The hard part of programming is figuring out how to design your logic. I think the reason why you're having so much trouble with this random letter generator thing was because you didn't have the logic down. I asked you if you had an algorithm, you said you didn't. That's usually a bad sign, because you need to know how you're handling your logic before you can do anything.
I realize that, and it's, again, I can see why you're mad, because I'm coming into this not knowing anything, and I'm asking for help as to go over it when I don't know anything, so yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not mad. You just assume that?
Yeah.
Am I mad all the time? Is that just...
After my big mistake, I'm really cautious around you.
It's interesting. Anyway.
Because I know this is your love in life when it comes to programming, so... This is like your child, and I don't want to disrespect your child. And it feels like every time I come to you, I end up, one way or another, disrespecting your child.
My god, it's quite an analogy there.
Because, to be honest, I aspire to be in a position of your knowledge of programming.
That's good. Well, I hope this is a good learning experience for you, because this is one heck of a project. It's not even divided into its submodules, it's one file.
Well, to be honest, when I brought up something like, so I was just messing around, poking around on the internet of like finding algorithms, because I wanted to find something similar to what he gave me, which is TextDungeon.pl, and I found a generative search algorithm, and I sent it to him. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, could we do something like this? Or could you teach me this? Because I usually jump the gun on a lot of things.
Okay.
And he's like, dude, I don't even know how to do this. I didn't say anything to him, but I'm like, well, you're cutting, with Text Dungeon, this looks really complex to me. But
I'd say it's medium in complexity. You're right in that regard.
But if you want to draw, because how I originally got hooked to coding was my doctor recommended me my psychiatrist recommended me a programming site made by Khan Academy called Code.org, and a lot of it was drawing, was puzzle blocks, not writing code itself, but it's puzzle blocks within the code. So it's and you draw, and I remember specifically ones drawing multiple triangles or a concentric circle or something along the lines of that. And if I'm correct, when you have a generated search and it's to call something, to draw something, wouldn't that create an interface?
You lost me.
Okay, so it was the algorithm example was going like step by step on how to create a game package to draw a game interface.
Okay.
And if you're creating a game, I mean, yeah, this is text-based, but if you really want to create a game and want to get into it, wouldn't you want to learn that? On how to do that? So it ends up drawing the game?
I would say yes, if you were getting into this as a career, definitely. I have zero reason to look at somebody else's work or teachings and learn from it, because I come up with them myself.
So you create the problem and the solution.
Yes. For me, programming is fun because it's problem solving. It's critical thinking. That's what's fun about programming to me. If I don't get to solve the problem, if I don't get to come up with a solution and call it my own, then I don't feel satisfied. I'm not happy with the result. So I have never really looked at those things and said, yeah, this is good, but they probably are. I'm sure they benefit a lot of people that are trying to learn and get into programming.
For a long time, how I really started when I was 12, and how I really, I called it programming until very recently when you showed me my BB final project that I've basically been a script kiddie all my programming.
Well, don't
days.
sell yourself short though. I mean, sure, you might handle other people's code and maybe modify a few things and call it scripting, but it's kind of the first step.
Oh, well, I did a lot to a point where I just like rename it and call it mine, and I thought my 12-year-old brain were like creating a matrix on CMD.
See, that's where you messed up. You called it your own.
Yeah.
There's a difference between calling something your own and actually making something.
There's a fine line between doing that. Yeah, I understand that. But my 12-year-old brain was like, all right, I'm a programming god. Do other stuff.
Yeah, so I just woke up one day and I'm a programming god.
Yes, that's how my brain works. I wasn't a very bright kid. divine manifest destiny. Divine destiny. I don't know. History, yeah. King woke up one day and said, I'm gonna rule a whole bunch of people. That's what my brain said.
You're still in high school, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost out, thankfully. It's junior year and it's quite perplexing. Maintaining A's and B's this time though.
Good.
I just actually took the ASVAB and I'm thinking about joining the Air Force, so.
Oh snap.
My results haven't come in. They come in rather next week or the week after.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my mom asked, so.
Yeah.
And I really feel like I did good on the electronic part and the computer part. First math part, I mean, not so good, but other than that, the second math part, I did really good, except I still remember one big mistake where you get timed. I'm pretty sure you know this. The timed part, and it was like, I had like, not even a minute, like 30 seconds left on finding the hourly wage, and so you had to work off of 350, and it was 875. And do you know I clicked SIG?
What?
350.
Oh. Well,
I mean, yeah. Anyways, so back, I know Air Force has a really good computer science section, if I'm correct.
in what regard? Software engineering?
Programming. Or is that too of a vague?
Well, it's
answer?
pretty vague. There are a couple of things. Most of it is done on the officer side, so I would recommend going for a degree if you can, or the Air Force can get you into an officer program. That would be my best advice, but
So the recruiter told me. I don't know, this is pretty stupid for saying this because the recruiters mostly lie. They said that you don't really need to worry about college because most of the jobs, once you go into job training school, is college based or college integrated.
sure, yeah, you get some.
Or is that a complete lie?
You get credit hours for quite a few things. Some of them will transfer over. Most of your basic stuff will. And the Air Force basically lines you up for what is called the CCAF, or the Community College of the Air Force.
Oh. Just hearing that community college. Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
It's a college degree.
The degree comes from, yeah, the Air Force sees that as a good thing. They want you to get a CCAF degree. And then pursue higher level of learning, like bettering yourself further, going for a bachelor's and applying to, a college. Or if you have 0 college hours and you enter the Air Force that way, that's what they expect you to do. Go for your CCAF and then turn it into a bachelor's later.
Oh.
While still doing your job, of course, mission first.
I mean, what I really want to do is that what I've tried to pursue, programming-wise, even batch, VB, C, which was horrible, and Perl. I like the idea of creating and breaking down and monitoring like servers, like TCP servers, networking. I like the idea of that because I know it's very intensive when it comes to programming. So what I want to do, that's going to be integrated. I know a lot of branches have a job to where they have people that go to bases, set up networks, and then break them down when the base is no longer needed.
Yes.
That's probably what you do.
I am not in one of those squadrons, but they're called I think they're called air control squadrons, and they deploy a lot, and they do exactly what you said. Networking guys who go out and set up stuff, and it's possible to be put on in squadrons like that. It's usually it's not for entry-level airmen, but once you know your job, you can be put on them.
Or something along the offensive side when it comes to ethical things.
Ethical hacking?
Yes.
So that's something I'm looking into in the future, actually. I'm going to be getting into what's called cyber warfare operations.
Yup, I exactly know what that is. I looked at it's in the Navy. It's called cyber warfare engineering.
Yes. So
that's why I'm a big Navy fan.
That is a big one that myself and my leadership is trying to push up, because that would be really beneficial in my future, and they see me as a really good asset for that category.
I know it's not like the movies where it's like I'm in. No, it's very long and tedious. I've had a few examples where my friend, another friend a long time ago, let's just call him Rick. Rick was he started programming at the age of 6 because he's Asian and his dad. It's like following footsteps. Anyways, so he would pen test on a random website that his dad had bought for him.
Okay.
And each time he'd successfully penetrate successfully bring down the website. Sorry. His dad would make it tougher and tougher.
Right.
So personally, I tried doing that with Script Kitty, King of Death.
King of Death. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I called it. Where it would multiply ping the server until it would time out.
Right.
I like the general idea of doing that. I mean, if I would be really grateful whether to land defensive or offensive side, because I know they do a lot of thanks to my NJROTC 4 months of doing that. There's a lot of like cyber patriots. That's what the cadet program calls it.
Right.
And you'd go to a place event called Hacker Wars or something along the line of that.
Yeah, my younger brother does it too, actually.
Oh, so you exactly know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That has been my dream since day one. So I guess computer programming runs in your family. As far as your brother and you. Okay, let's just put that.
Yeah, I would say that they're at different levels, yeah. Like my brother who's in JROTC, he does that kind of stuff with the networking side. My younger brother, he actually picked up RPG Maker, and he's making little cute games with it. And he picked up a Game Maker, which is what I started with long ago. He designed some things with that, so...
They have classes like that at my school where I go to, game and design, and it's based off of C# and Unity. So I've looked at that. I've tried to get into it since freshman year, and you know, people just love to sit on their phones and not actually do the class and just waste space. So I've never really gotten a spot into it.
Oh, that sucks.
And I literally see them on their phones, not even logged onto the computer, when I'm sitting there looking through the window, wanting to do that so bad, but it's whatever, man. I gotta learn another way, and I am. So, if you could teach, if you could I don't want you to like give like answers to me. Like I like the way that you teach me. It's kind of like how my brother teaches me, like with chemistry. So he expects me to know it, and if I don't, he will yell at me. Then show me how to do it.
Violent.
Shows me how to do it, and if I mess up, I have to start over, and he will do it until I can remember it step by step, basically.
Oh, so I see. I mean, I don't do the repetition thing. I just keep asking, "Do you get it?" And if you don't get it, then we have to start over. But
yeah, but like how you go by step. See, none of my teachers in my entire life have never done that with anything.
Oh.
It's just unit by unit by unit.
It's like, here's some code. This is what it does. Have fun.
This is literally my program teacher.